For me, just seeing womanhood, when I see a woman walk into a room and her confidence is on 10,000, that's something different. That's different.
Yeah. I'm extremely passionate about helping corporate professionals transition into entrepreneurship. So I had to share the number one thing that helped me develop as an entrepreneur, and that's the morning meetup. I joined the morning meetup specifically for the structure because I'm leaving corporate America, so I'm used to those morning huddles. We got our sales, we know what our goals are, and we get our day started. So I was missing that for 2 years before I even found the morning meetup. Now, the second thing that I really benefited from was the revenue. Revenue generating activities was not necessarily a thing before 2021. Now, I had my LLC, I had my website, I had a few clients here and there, but the momentum really took off as soon as I got around like-minded individuals and people who really knew the struggles that I was already dealing with, that I could get over my fear of sales and communicating my value and putting myself out there on social media. The friends that I've developed, the mentors and the mentees that I've created relationships with, everything has really created this environment for us to thrive as entrepreneurs. So if you want to develop as an entrepreneur, you're leaving corporate America and you're trying to figure out how do I get my footing in entrepreneurship, then the morning meetup will definitely be a game changer for you. You can learn with us, you can grow with us. And I didn't even mention that we have a book club. Join us in the community. Let's get started today. You will not regret it. Welcome to another episode of the Work and Play podcast. I'm your host, Ariel Young, and I have the fabulous Miss Marcedes Bell here to join me.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming. It's crazy how social media works because we are actually a part of the same community, and I didn't actually know that until we were just communicating organically in the DMs and in our comments and stuff. And really, we were like, oh, we kind of clicked, and you told me your story. I think that's what it was, and I was like, oh, I got to get on a call with her.
Yes.
So we hopped on Zoom, and you told me your story, and I was super amazed. One, because you took a chance on yourself.
Yes.
Two, because you really saw more for yourself, and you decided to go out there and figure out what it was. So, without going too far into your story, would you mind taking it away and introducing yourself to the folks?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Marcedes. I own Say Clean Cleaning Services here in Atlanta. It's for residential clients. I actually started this business in 2018, and then when COVID hit, I knew it was go time. I knew it was go time. My phone started ringing, and I said, this is something that you should take serious. And this is something that you wanted. You wanted a business.
Yes.
Let's move.
Yes.
It's time to move your feet.
And from that point on, it's been execution ever since.
Yes.
I love it. So tell us a little bit more. So you do residential cleaning. What does your business entail?
So with my business, I actually I go. Like, I literally go. I started watching people on TikTok, and I was just like, they make cleaning seem so easy and just so, like, it frees your mind. And I was just like, growing up, believe it or not, I had the dirtiest room. The dirtiest room. Like, if my parents were in this room right now, they would tell you she had paper, clothes, toys, just the whole world in my room on the floor. The whole thing. And my mom used to say, like, this is a fire hazard. You need to make a fire line. So if anything happens, you can run out of the room. And I was like, why are you talking about me? Like, I don't like that. So just over time, as I got older and as I experienced roommates, I was just like, cleanliness as a woman, like, is very important. And I was like, you don't have to make cleaning look like a 1800s maid. You don't have to do that. And you can make cleaning look nice. You can make it look suitable, and it doesn't have to be a woman's job. Yeah. And just after watching other people form their businesses on the internet, I said, I can do that. And I can make it look good. And I can make literally an internet sensation out of this. Like, that is my end game, and that's my goal.
And you really do make it look good. I remember the first time I saw you, I was like, I wonder if she clean. She is really cute. Like, you're like, model, like, what do you call it? If America's Next Top Model had a challenge and they had to literally go and clean and take pictures, I feel like that would be your challenge, and you would be like,
Right? Wait, don't forget the smiles. Don't forget the smiles.
Giving face with the sponge like.
Yay.
Right. So you really do make it look cute. You shared a little bit about your story, like from childhood. So I definitely want to get into that. When you said like, cleanliness is important, girl. I'm thinking back to my own childhood and the fire hazard. Like I was like, oh, I feel like my mother told me that too.
Yes,
but
that is so insulting.
I'm like, okay, look, my friends would be like, okay, we going over your house.
My best friend be like, we can't take a picture in here. I'm like, girl, why not?
Girl,
Why
but
not?
to see you now,
Yes.
cleaning homes, I think this is a full circle moment, so we have to get into that for sure.
Yes.
Now, when did you said you started your business in 2018. So tell us a little bit about your background. Like, did you first, you were in corporate America and then you left, or you had your 9-to-5 and then you left?
Yes. So when I'm from Kansas City. So when I lived in Kansas City, I just started just applying for jobs. And I was just like, just something to make me money and just something to pass time. Like, that's easy, whatever. Mm-hmm. No, it was harder. Like, honestly, I won't say that entrepreneurship is easier, but when you have a mindset and you have a goal, that feels easier than waking up and applying to 37,000 jobs and they have to call you and they have to pick you out of 17 other people. Like, I felt like I don't need to be in competition with anyone. Like, I'm suitable to work any job.
Yeah.
And that whether I had a college degree or not, I went to college and I did not finish. And sometimes I regret that. But then when I think about it, I was just like, would you be doing what you're doing now? Absolutely not.
That's right.
Absolutely not. And honestly, I feel like what I'm doing now makes more of an impact than if I would have went to college and continued going through nursing. And I understand that saving lives, it's like, that sounds nice, but saving homes one person at a time, it makes my heart smile.
Girl, I'm currently looking for someone right now, so I might actually have to get you some.
We can talk about it. We can talk about it.
So you went to school for nursing.
Yes.
When you were growing up, were you the type of person that's like, I want to take care of people and that's why I want to be a nurse? How did you develop your passion for nursing?
It was my mom. Mm-hmm. So my mom would make us Christmas carol to everybody, embarrassingly. So sing to everybody. We would go to church and pass out food and do things like that. So everything about her was just so loving and caring. I just feel like I just started to take on those traits and I was just like, I just want to help. Mm-hmm. And so when I went to school, I got my CNA in high school and I started listening to all the people that they were bringing into the program that I was in, and the lady was in the Navy and she just kept saying if you don't want to help, this is not the job for you. And I just kept saying I want to help, I want to help, but the Navy was not for me. But
why not?
Only because when I started to listen to stories about the Navy, they were saying you gotta basically pass out, you have to go underwater and pass out and then bring yourself back and do all this. And I said, am I strong enough for that? I could have been.
But you didn't want to figure it out. We're not going to find out today.
I didn't think that was a part of my journey.
Yeah.
But as far as just helping and things like that, my mom just always instilled in us of you help other people. It wasn't even about the blessings that you receive back. It's the passion that you truly have in being genuine in helping.
Yeah.
And it's so much important. It's so many important principles to put towards as far as being a helpful person. When you meet someone who is super helpful, aren't you grateful for them?
Absolutely.
When even my friends, my friend did my makeup this morning. And when I tell you, I sent her a voice memo I am so grateful for you. I love you. And she thank you. That's what a friend does. But a helpful person always steals your heart.
Yeah.
Just easily. But I just feel I got that from my mom, just being helpful.
I love that. I have this relationship that I'm developing with servant leadership and helping others. And as an entrepreneur, I'm learning that there's a balance between giving and then protecting your value, right?
Definitely.
So like now that you're an entrepreneur, that I'm sure that same like helping is in you. Of course, how you mentioned your cleaning business is impactful in a different way. So like, what was your mindset at the time, like as a child, and do you remember your parents ever telling you what to do from a career perspective and how to get money?
So honestly, me and my sister, I'm a twin. So me and my sister battle about this like all the time. And we have these conversations about like what we will do for our children. My parents, obviously I had spoke with you about this earlier. My dad owns a detailing semi-truck business. And he also does like other little things on the side. And then my mom, she works as an accountant. And them just working all of the time. Like my mom spent most of like my adolescence in school.
Okay.
And like she was just literally like, hold on y'all, just give me 1 second. Right, reading, just taking in the information. And I feel like just over time, my parents just kept saying, go to school, go to school, go to school, go to school. I didn't know what I wanted to go to school for.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I feel like I'm a gorgeous lady and like being a doctor was cool, but I did not want to go to school for all that time. Like I felt like whatever I wanted to do, I wanted to get right to it, and I wanted to be able to just flow with it. So as far as like in my childhood, my parents did not speak to us about that. Like I believe, my mom is a first generation of graduating college with her master's. No one in my family has done that on my mom or my dad's side. And so like seeing her do that, she conquered so much. And I was just like, well, whatever I do has to be the best.
Yes.
And just with my dad, I call my dad for business advice all the time. I'm like, Daddy, help me, please. He's like, girl, you got this. And I'm like, are you sure? He's like, you're my daughter. Like, I've talked to you my whole life. You should have been listening. And I'm like, I thought I was listening. And he's like, well, then you would already know this answer. And I sit down and I write in my journal, I already know the answer. You're like, I already know the answer. Like, just even when I speak to people, I already know the answer. I ask questions that I already know the answer to. And like, what's crazy about that is that sometimes when you get inside of your head, you're defeating you.
Yeah.
Like every time.
Every time.
Just even when I spoke to you about anxiousness, I'm defeating myself by being anxious. And it just goes to show you that just like it's important of knowing who you are and where you want to go.
Yeah.
So just to answer your question, my parents did not tell me where I needed to go, but I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I did.
You did. And like, that's why your dad is like, you got this.
Yes.
You mentioned that you and your twin debate about this, right?
Yes.
It sounds like your parents, even though, and you would have to ask them to know if they were intentionally planting seeds. But the debate between you and your sister, like, is it like, oh, I want to teach my children to be like entrepreneurs, or I want them, it's like that? That's the conversation?
So yes. I always tell her, like, in the beginning, she works for corporate America. She works at a doctor's office, and just like she's talking to patients all day long. And I'm literally like, girl, just work for yourself. Like, why don't you want to do that? And she's like, can I work my 9 to 5? Can I be most of your? She's like, can I do this? And I said, yeah, but something else, like, okay, when you start finding reasons as to why you don't like your job, don't come to me and talk to me about it. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen, but I'm gonna laugh at you because I told you
this was gonna happen.
Yes, I told you. And even when she speaks like, dang, I need to do this in my job and I need to do this in my job, and I'm like, you can do this for yourself. You can do it for yourself. You can do it for yourself. And now, guess where she's at? In esthetician school.
Oh, she wants to be a business owner?
Yes,
She wants to be a beautician?
Yes. Or excuse me. So she's trying to do facials and skincare, body sculpting, the whole 9.
Nice.
And I told her, do it.
Do it.
And every time I speak to her, we're speaking numbers. We're speaking numbers. I'm like, look, if you have a business with 3 rooms and you have 3 employees working in these rooms, if they take on 4 to 8 clients a day, that's an easy 1,000. And if 3 of them are working at the same time, 4,000. How does that sound? And she's like, girl.
Yes, for the business. Look,
Yes.
you're gonna be the first person she comes to when it's time to build her business to scale.
I am not ready because she's my sister. So she's gonna be like, why are you trying to tell me what to do? I'm trying to grow your business. What do you want to do?
Look,
like, what do you want to do?
As they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So even if it's not you, it'll be someone. And the information that you probably already told her, because sad to say, sometimes we hear it 3 or 4 times. And then we finally click when someone says it who's not related, who we don't even know.
Now it's magic.
Yeah, because our friends are like, wait a minute, I just told you that. This is some like new information, but anywho. So you're in Kansas City.
Yes.
Your mom is an accountant. Your dad owns his own business. And you're starting to really just kind of learn that you like to help people.
Yes.
So you're not forced, but because we are told that we need to go to college, you picked nursing as a major. And then you decided you didn't graduate. So like what stopped you from graduating? What made that transition happen?
So honestly, very vulnerable moment right now. So I started taking birth control, and I started doing that because of my menstrual cycle. And it was super important to me that I would be able to focus on my life and still be a woman at the same time. So during that time, the birth control that I was taking was making me so sick, like throwing up every single day. And I believe I used that as a defense mechanism as to why I should not be successful. And it's crazy. Self-defeat.
Wow.
Like literally, so I would take the birth control and it would just make me sick, and I would not be able to go to class. I would not be able to study. And I used that as a time filler. Crazy as it sounds, I used that as a time filler, skipped out on class, and I ended up flunking out. This is my first time publicly saying this, so hello everyone in college.
I know you've been missing me.
So that's what happened. But I ended up flunking out of college, and I was so embarrassed. When I tell you that I was even talking to my friend, I'm like, look, I'm about to make up an obituary to write to the
so that they think that I passed away. Not that I would rather them think I was dead.
No, not for me, but just like
To
a
say
random
that someone
person.
passed away, and that was my excuse.
Yes, and that's why I'm trying to tell you, it was sad.
Well, you know what?
It was sad.
That's what happens when we try to protect ourselves from shame. So
Yes.
it's good to see you like kind of acknowledging that. It's really good to see you like being proud enough to say that that's what you were experiencing.
I was a mess.
Yeah.
I was a mess.
I got you.
But we're together now.
Yes.
We got it together. But so yes, I ended up flunking out. And I went back home to Kansas City. So I went to school in Joplin, Missouri, to Missouri Southern State University. And then I came back home, and my self-esteem, my thought process just tanked. Just completely tanked. This was the first thing that I've ever started and I did not finish. And it took my brain somewhere else that I couldn't get out of, because it was just like, how could you not finish looking at a book, reading the words, and taking a test? Like, it made me question my own intelligence over and over and over again. So when I came back home to Kansas City, I went to community college. When I went to community college, I was just like, girl, you do not belong here. Like, what are we doing? And just over and over again, I was just like, what am I doing? I don't like this. I don't like sitting in class. I took an English class in community college. And the man, when I tell you, I struggled so hard to write that paper. He gave me a C. I was mad at him, as if I wasn't the one who wrote it. Like, I was so mad. I was just like, how could you give me a C? Like, my pride was so, it was larger than this room. Like, I did not understand. And then I started taking jobs that like, just were jobs, but it was just crazy. Like, I couldn't.
So, yes. I would say my life kind of mirrors yours in the sense that, well, I worked really hard at a subject that I really wasn't interested in. Like, I spent almost 10 years of my life in data and finance.
And there were times when, like, simple assignments that I needed to do at work or in my college career, and I just didn't do it. So when you said, like, I'm looking at the paper, like, all I have to do is read and then I just have to write, to me, I feel like that means that you weren't necessarily, like, interested in it, period.
At all.
So, like, when you look back at it, do you see that, how do you look back at it? Like, in terms of seeing that you were in a place of, like, dang, all I had to do was read and write. How do you make sense of it to yourself?
So I did not realize it until I went to a dinner, and my friend, I went there, and my friends call me a crybaby because I'm always crying about something. So when I actually, when they called me a crybaby in this very moment, I said, I will not be that person, and I will not let anyone else experience me as a crybaby.
Okay.
And when I went to the dinner, my friend, like, she was looking at me, she was like, Marcedes, you look stressed. Like, let's free that up. What's wrong? And I was just like, so much is going on. Like, I don't know what to do. And she said, honestly, like, it may be because you did not complete college. Mm-hmm. Like, when in college, you learn the struggles of how to, like, literally appropriate stress in your life. Mm-hmm. And you literally, like, you have to, once you are in college and you start, like, scheduling out and you actually get organized with it, mm-hmm. that's when you understand it. Mm-hmm. And she was like, you're trying to do this with real life, and you're trying to organize it and understand it, and sometimes it doesn't make sense, so that's why you're stressed. Okay. And she was like, I learned to stop stressing once I started, like, completing things and being good at them. And I was just looking at her like, thank you, Angel. Like, thank you so much. And I went home and I cried the whole night. And I said, this is the last time that I will be a crybaby. And this is the last time that I will let stress overcome me. And this is like a couple months ago. So in my business, it was very interesting for me as far as, like, finding employees. I got my first bad review. Like, it was crazy. And I was just like, you need to get your organization together, mm-hmm. and you need to get your mind together. You need to organize your thoughts. You need to get organized. Mm-hmm. And that was the moment for me that was just like, let's do it. Like, let's roll. Like, I do still struggle with anxiousness, mm-hmm. but like, a little meditation, a little journaling, it helps. Yeah. But just all in all, it's just like, this is a journey. And I was watching a video on Kanye West, and he was just like, people only say what they think other people want to hear, but once you start speaking just effortlessly, you will feel yourself. You will feel who you are. You will know who you are. And I started speaking like that. And I was like, I'm not a crybaby. I'm a businesswoman. How should I position my life? How should I position the way I speak? How should I position the way I stand? How should I walk? As a woman. Like, it's powerful.
It really is. This is the third time you've mentioned the woman concept, right? Mm-hmm. Like, as a woman, you've decided who you want to show up as, and how you should show up. So, like, when you think about, I'm curious about, like, the motif of, like, womanhood, mm-hmm. and how you come to, like, understand what womanhood means to you. So would you mind, like, sharing a little bit about, like, what you feel like womanhood means to you, and what others don't necessarily understand about it potentially?
I just growing up, when watching my mom just continuously study, I felt like she had a point to prove. Okay. But just all in all, she was trying to prove that to herself. Okay. Like, she was just like, I have children, I have 3 kids. I'm gonna make a living for myself. I'm going to be a woman. I'm still gonna cook. My mom gets up till this day. She still gets up and she will cook her little sausage and her little eggs. Like, and she's like, that's a part of my womanly duties. And I always used to think that, like, my mom never taught me how to be a woman, but I didn't realize that all I had to do was watch. So, like, when I meet other women, I'm just like, oh, that's how to be a woman? Like all of this. And honestly, I already knew. Like, remember, you already knew. I already knew.
Yeah.
And just like, for me, just seeing womanhood, when I see a woman walk into a room and her confidence is on 10,000, that's something different. That's different.
Yeah.
Like, it is not a lot of women. Women struggle with self-esteem. They struggle with confidence. They struggle with speaking, as well as they struggle with love. Because one, when you get in a relationship, women confuse, even when moms like are super overbearing to their sons, they're struggling with love. Ooh. Like it's kind of scary. Like, and they like date their sons and, you know, the weird stuff. Yeah. Like, but it's true that happens because you're struggling with love. And as a woman, wherever you talk, to love, it's hard and it's interesting. As you go on through your journey, you watch your relationships with people, you watch your friendships, you watch your, platonic, you watch your intimate relationships, and then you watch how you speak to other people. And just seeing women, like, not just women, but when you see us, I don't even want to say strong woman. I do not like that phrase. Yeah. I'm sorry. I do not like the strong woman phrase because when, like I said, I became a crybaby. So like being a strong woman is just like, it doesn't fit my stature because I'm more than just strong. Like I can lift this whole table up. Like, does that make me a strong woman? Like honestly, like I was saying, with love, with confidence, self-esteem, and just the way that you speak, I feel like being a woman is having those things together. And I feel like those are the hardest things to put together. And I struggled with self-esteem, I struggled with confidence, I struggled with speaking, and I struggled with love. I've had all of those as obstacles in my life. And I said, I will conquer them. I was listening to Donnie and David's interview the other day, and Donnie was like, how hard is it to just fix the situation? Like, how hard is it to get over an argument in a relationship? How hard is it? It's easy if you talk. What did I say earlier? All I had to do was read and take the test. Like, when you say it like that, it's so simple. But being a woman is literally like,
the top 3 responses that I get when I ask, why do you want to leave corporate America, are that you want financial freedom, you want to own your own time, and you want to build a legacy for this generation and generations to come. Now, this is not a solo job. In order to transition from your 9-to-5 into entrepreneurship, it's going to take community and it's going to take resources. And I've created the community of pioneers who are going to wrap around you and help you make that transition successfully. So if you're interested in leaving your job, go ahead and click that information below. Let's get into the community and let's transition from your 9-to-5 into entrepreneurship successfully. Now let's get back to the episode.
It's being structured. It's literally the concept of being a woman is already structured out for us. Being beautiful, being nice, and being sweet is a plus.
Being beautiful, being nice, and being sweet is a plus. So what's the foundation that makes a woman? And do you feel like it's any different than what makes a man?
Oh, yes.
Tell me more.
Yes. So like, for me, the foundation of being a woman is honestly knowing who you are. But I honestly feel like that's for everybody.
Yeah.
That is a common core for every single human being that's walking around this earth. If you don't know who you are, you will stand for nothing and you will do anything. Yeah. That's sad. That is a sad life to live. Absolutely. And that is a very no guidance life. And very, very like, and I've been there. I have definitely been there. After I lost a child once, and that's how I felt. No direction, no nothing. And that's when I learned I need to be a woman. I need to be a woman, and I need to get like my feelings together. And I need to get when I speak to people together, and I need to get my confidence together, and I need to get my love together, the way I love people, like helping. I've always wanted to help. I started overcompensating. I overcompensated in my business. I overcompensated in my personal life, giving things to people that did not deserve it, my energy, my time, or anything.
Yeah.
Like, the whole foundation of being a woman or being a person is knowing who you are. If you don't know who you are, you're just doing stuff.
I agree. You mentioned like the 4 things that make a woman a woman. And the reason I'm curious about this is also because you stood on this statement in the beginning when you were talking about your business, like cleaning is not just a woman's role, right? And so as I'm understanding like the way that you view womanhood, one, I do understand like, okay, us knowing who we are, it's a universal like law. And then you mentioned love, confidence, self-esteem, and speaking, right? What were some of those experiences in any one of those buckets that helped you come into your womanhood?
Like I said, when I lost the child, I did not feel like a woman.
Oh, tell me.
Like, I felt like I failed as a woman. And that was the first, after college, that happened after college. And I felt like I failed as a woman. I was just like, how can you be a woman and you can't hold a baby? And I sat down with the guy I was gonna have a child with, his mom, and she said, you can still have a baby. And I had a ectopic pregnancy, so the baby got stuck in my tube. And so she was like, well, you're born with 2, so you can have another child. Pull it together. And I was just sitting there like, girl, like, what do you mean? There's 2 in my body? Like, she was like, yes, like, take precautions, and next time just be careful with how you take care of your body. And I said, okay, we can do that. And just over time, that built, although all of these things in my life were crushed, I said, let me start working on one by one by one by one. Now I am still single, so love is a little questionable.
Self-love is important.
When I tell you, I started dating myself. I am fun.
Right.
I've had a ball.
Yes, if you don't enjoy your company, nobody will.
Yes.
So when you say, you didn't feel like a woman during that experience, what do you know now about that girl who didn't feel like a woman that you didn't know before? Like, what do you know now? What would you tell her in terms of, she's like, I don't feel like a woman. Like, how would you address that specific thought? Not like, okay, you can have another baby, I get it. That's like the move on, like that is the realistic part of it. But I really want to speak to that girl who, and that woman who experiences those like natural things as a woman, like C-sections make us not feel like women, miscarriages make us feel not like we're not women. But how what do you know now about womanhood that you didn't know before?
Loving yourself. Loving yourself is like the most important thing that you can do. 2 years ago, when I first got to Atlanta, I started modeling. And when I tell you, they start calling me a dark-skinned model. And I was like, really? Like, I didn't know that I was considered dark-skinned. And I was just like, okay. And it's nothing. I love all shades of people, and I love all people. I don't care what you look like. You could have no hair, no eyebrows, no nothing. I'm okay with that. Like, I love people. I love your energy, and I love your aura. But when I got here, and they were like overlooking me, and I said, you don't see this face? They're like, but your body doesn't look like this, and you don't look like that. Your lips ain't big enough, like all of this and that. Like,
they gave you that kind of feedback?
Went in. They honestly, the guy of the modeling agency was just like, you look better as skinny. And I was just like,
I thought I was skinny.
Okay, look. The stomach was pudging.
Okay.
It had a pudge.
Okay.
And that's okay. That is okay. But
It's okay.
when other people say it to you, it's just like, you see me. Like, I already don't feel like I'm on top of the world. I don't feel top tier, but like when someone says that to you, it's just like, dang, like you see the pudge too? I don't like that.
So when would you say you started to love yourself?
I started to love myself actually the beginning of this year. I was in a relationship, and when I I started to question Marcedes. I started to question my womanhood. And I was just like, you're literally doing anything. Like now you're not. I started to question how I loved. I started to question my looks. And I started to, after that man had said that to me, I started to question my weight and everything. And I was just like, I want to be skinny. And just, my brain did something to make me not eat. Like, I don't know what happened, but my brain made me not eat. I was not hungry. I had no appetite. And I just started dropping weight. Just scary weight.
Would you say that's like you experienced anorexia?
No, I was not that skinny, but it was giving.
It's more less of like the physical aspect of it, but when it comes to anorexia and like body dysmorphia, we're looking at ourselves and we're saying like, okay, you could stand to lose a little bit of weight in this. So from a mindset perspective, do you feel like you were experiencing somewhat of like what extreme anorexia people experience?
When I used to get stressed or very uncomfortable, I would just stop eating. And it started to bother me because I'm just like, girl, why are you not hungry? And when people ask questions, I'm like, huh? Like, no, I'm just not hungry. Like, yeah, like I just didn't feel it. And actually, you even saying that out loud, that may have bbeen what I was going through. Like, I didn't even notice until people start saying like, ooh, I see your waist now. Like, you look good. And when people started saying that to me, I was just like, you don't love yourself right now. You're not loving yourself. Your face is breaking out. Forget the pudge. This isn't about the pudge. This is up here. This is the defeat in your brain. Like you're defeating yourself right now. And when I learned that, that's when I was just like, Marcedes, let's take a step back. What about yourself do you like? What do you like? I started saying, I like my nails being done. I like my feet being done. I like when I look moisturized. At the beginning of this year, I said I will not call myself fat. I will not pick at my face. I did it the other day.
Sometimes you gotta like, I remember we talked about like, sometimes you gotta, that's
you gotta take care of it. You gotta take care of it.
Exfoliation, you know.
But I started to take care of my body and I started like just drinking water like crazy.
Nice.
And I just said, let's practice small little things to get you where you need to be. And I started praying every morning, like literally waking up out of my sleep praying. And it just impacted my day differently. Even when I spoke to myself, I was just like, let's say positive things. Like I said, with the You With You for the Secret to Success podcast, I'm with myself all day. I'm controlling my thoughts. I'm saying what I need to say. And just over and over and over and over again, everything that I was saying to myself was shelling out in my conversations. And when I learned that, I was just like, you don't love yourself. But now I'm like more guarded on what I say to people because I was just like, the energy that I'm giving out, I told you they gave me the connotation of a crybaby. That's not good. I don't like that.
I mean, so if we're talking about womanhood, and I hate to like interrupt, but I feel like when it comes to womanhood, we can make certain delineations that are black and white, but there's always gray. So when I say this, I'm speaking to the black and white. But as women, we're more emotional. We're more tapped into our emotions. And really and truly, when I have a good cry, when I finally let myself cry, girl, I feel so much better. I remember being at a restoration event where I was teaching yoga at the time, and we did a little sister circle, and the woman was experiencing whatever it was something in her business. And she was speaking and tried her hardest not to cry. She was just, you know, that face when you're like,
don't come out.
And eventually we were like, go, girl, let it out, sis. just everything comes out.
Wow.
And as soon as the tears go away, still kind of faint tears drying up on her cheeks, she smiles, a genuine smile. The power of tears to me is like, it's like magic. You know what I mean? Because we're holding, if I would imagine the tears that I don't cry as toxicity, then it's like, I'm like basically like just keeping the lid on all the toxic chemicals that I won't let out.
Right.
But as soon as I let that stuff burst through my eyeballs, I'm like, okay, now I can get to work.
Right.
So when you say that, as you talk about the crybaby part, negative connotation is crybaby. But if you're in touch with your emotions, that's way better than being guarded and shelling out so that people don't see you cry.
And I said that. Yes.
Oprah didn't get her first job. She didn't do well at the first job because she was too emotional. She was connecting with the stories too much. She was crying at a house burning, and she's like, "How are you gonna what are you gonna do like this?" Now that she is able to connect with people and talk to them, her emotions can come out whenever they want.
Right.
Like our emotions are our power, is what I'm trying to say. So as we're talking about womanhood, and it's funny, like I understand how this is tying in, like because you're now in a space where it's hyper feminine, right? It's hyper feminine, and you're also making sense of like at some point you're gonna have a male employee, right?
Yes, I have.
So as women, our power is our crybaby, is our ability to be crybabies. That might be your superpower.
That might be my superpower.
There's so many women out here who don't cry.
That is very true.
So I think as you are, because I hear you experiencing yourself, but then even as you like look back on like your journey, your natural inclination is to cry. Like allowing yourself to do that, because I think that is what your womanhood means. Like, as much as I can cry, I'll try to make myself. Sometimes I'm like, baby, no, cry, no tears yet. But for your ability to like naturally cleanse yourself with your tears, girl, I own that. I would make a tattoo. Cry baby.
Cry baby.
Yes.
I may need to cry in the car.
Own it.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
It's this because I would be remiss if we would like hop off of this couch and we not take the time to reflect on how external factors play a role in who we feel like we should be.
Right.
And try to package ourselves up in a certain way, because that's what womanhood looks like. And what's beautiful is that your mom is a great example of like just pouring into herself in a feminine way. And then you also have dad, so you kind of know what a masculine feminine balance looks like. But you're also defining what womanhood looks like as you live.
Right.
So let your body tell you what womanhood is, because
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah, because you can naturally be whoever you want to be,
Right.
and be unapologetic about it, girl.
I like the way you're talking. I like the way you're talking.
Yeah, on that sis. Yeah, that's your superpower. So we haven't gotten into your transition, and it's really important for us to like get through, hear your story and how you decided to take your life into your own hands, because I think that might have been like at this point one of your major life-changing decisions. So like what triggered you, or what I want to say motivated you to like move to Atlanta?
So I visited Atlanta, and I came down here and I had a ball. I said Kansas City is like tiny, 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 and that is okay. But something about this vibe, something about this field does not belong to me. And I was in my job, and at the time I owned a boutique for professional women's clothing, or young women wanting to dress professional. And while I was at work, I'm literally searching clothes, and I'm buying clothes from vendors and stuff, and I was just like, nobody at this job thinks like me. Like I was just like, we're all just coming here for commission checks. Like, what is this? Like, this is not a vibe. This is not me. Like, what are we doing? And one day my friend calls me. She had currently lived in Atlanta. She calls me and she said, come. I was like, why? And all I heard was money, 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 black, yes, black, money, money. I said, okay, let me think about it. I decided in less than 10 days.
Really?
Absolutely. I said, I've never felt so sure. And this was after all of my feelings of being conflicted about who I am and what I have going on. I said, this is the first time I'm sure. Do it.
Yeah.
Pack that car up and go. Go. I literally, I moved here with $1,000 and no job. That is the first time I'm publicly saying this because I lied for so long saying that I had a job and I did not. Look, we're releasing.
Yes.
Releasing. I did not. And I came here and I said, whatever I'm about to do, it has to work.
It has to
Whatever,
work.
it has to work. I came here with $1,000 and I said, go, do something.
Yeah.
When I came here, I started modeling, making, now that seems like nothing, but back then not having a job, my little $200 gigs that would be all day were worth it. And I was just like, you know what? Okay, whatever. I'll look cute. I'll stand in the back. I don't care as long as I get paid and we can go and I can go have fun with my friends. Like that's all I care about. Then my rent was only $400. Yes.
Did you have a roommate?
Yes, I had two. I had two roommates.
Okay. I was like,
so it was three of us. It was $400. When I tell you, life was sweet.
Yes.
Life was sweet. I said, what? I do 2 gigs a month.
Take care of my
That's
rent.
it. Yes. And I have a guy who is like literally, he would give me anything I wanted. Like, girl, you're good. Like, life is great. Like, are you crazy? And then I was like, one of my roommates had moved out and she moved into a home. When I seen her do that, I said, you better go. You, whatever you're doing, you figured it out.
Yeah.
You figured it out. And we are what? She's 25 right now. I said, yeah, I like that energy.
Okay.
I like that energy. And I said, every step that I take from here on out has to be major and it has to be an impact on me.
Yeah.
And when she moved to a house, I said, you know what? I'm going to up my rent and I'm going to take her room. Her room was $600. Ooh.
Level up.
But when I tell you, I didn't even know if I was ready for this. I didn't know if I was prepared for this. Like I said, I was just doing small modeling gigs. So like it wasn't making me a lot of money, but it was doing what it could for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Let's do this with a breeze. I moved into that room. I literally, the day she moved, as soon as she took her last little TV out, I said, push all of my stuff into her room. And I said, it's go time. Literally.
When was this?
I started, 2019.
Okay, because you'd already started Say Less. Say Clean.
No. So, excuse me. So, I moved here in, I had my dates so wrong. I'm so sorry. So, I started my business in 2019 of December.
Of December, okay.
Yes.
December of 2019.
Yes.
And then you moved to Atlanta.
January 2019.
2019, okay.
Yes. I don't know. Who lived here in 2018? Because it wasn't me. It was not me.
Cool. Now we got our order. Okay, so you were living in a roommate situation. You moved down here, roommate situation, and then she moves out, you level up. And you leveled yourself up before you started Say Clean.
Yes. So I was just like, whatever you do, post on Instagram, post. At this time, we had met Corey Arvinger and Justin, and they're just like, why do y'all like going to the club? Like, what is this? And I'm just like, please let us live. And they're like, it's the same songs. And I'm like, not to me. I like dancing. I like being free. They're like, girl, go get you some real money. Like, start a business, do something. And I had already had my clothing line at that moment. So Justin was just like, you need to go on Shopify and you need to just like start looking at all the apps and you need to just work. And I was just like, Like, I like my life like this. Like, I'm okay.
Okay. It was a party life. It was party and modeling.
That was it.
Okay.
I mean, that was like connected to it. We get off work, we go kick it. Like that's what it was.
Okay.
And then I was just like, do you really want to be a turn up girl? That's who you want to be? Like, I'm telling you, this is me evolving. Like, I'm like, this is who you want to be? Okay, girl, you got it. So,
Thank you so much for watching the Work and Play podcast. This episode is sponsored by the Boss Up Conference, which is a community for entrepreneurs, CEOs, celebrities, and corporate executives to come together, network, and solve some problems. Thank y'all so much for being supporters of the Work and Play podcast. And thank you for watching the Work and Play podcast and all the episodes before. Now let's get back to the episode.
Over time, I had met a guy and he was a doctor. And I was just like, that was the life that I wanted. And I just started seeing, like, I started talking to him, having conversations, and I was just like, this is crazy. Like, this is the life that I wanted. I can't live this life making $600+ Like, what are you doing? What's going on? Like, it's not matching. It's not matching the life that you want, and it's not matching the life that you, like, think about. Yeah. And just everything he was doing was just goal oriented, and I said, get it together, get it together, get it together. My friend moving into the house was still not enough for me, and I was like, get it together, get it together, get it together. And just over time, I ended up cleaning Justin and Corey's home. And it was random. Like, I was just like, you need more money. Like, why am I not making $7,000 a month? Like, we're literally sitting here watching them fold up shirts. Like, fold up shirt, and I'm just like, oh, they're just making so much money. Like, what are you doing? And Justin was like, we just don't have our cleaning lady anymore. What are we about to do? And I was like, I'll clean.
I love it.
I'll clean. Yeah. And I was like, he was like, how much? I was like, whispering to my friend, like, girl, how much should I charge them? And she was just like, okay, well, when we get home, we'll talk about it. Like, I was like, okay, bet. And I was like, I'll clean. He said, come on Monday. Came on Monday. Took care of it. That was like my first $60. Cleaning his bathroom in his room.
Yeah.
I said, oh, yeah.
Did he like your services?
He did.
Girl, this was before you even started your business.
And okay, look, Justin knows this now because I had to confess to this. I said, because when I start doing interviews, I'm going to tell them that I lied to you. And he was like, girl.
What did you lie about?
Because I told him that I clean homes, and I really didn't.
So you really had to make it good. That's the epitome of, like, fake it till you make it.
Yes.
Like, I'm about to make it look real professional.
When I tell you I scrubbed his shower for 30 minutes, I was in there like, you said you clean houses, do it. I went in, yes. And I took the before and after pictures, and looking at them now, embarrassing. Completely embarrassing. And I just, over time, I was just like, okay, whatever. And I was like, I don't really want to clean.
Wait, what was embarrassing?
Oh, the way I did his tub. It just, to me,
it wasn't
now
up to par based on what you like.
Yes,
now.
what I like now. I said, girl, what was you in there doing? Like, you were scrubbing for nothing.
So he gave you a shot. He was the first person that gave you a shot.
He did.
Nice.
They were my first, excuse me, my dad was my first example of business, but they were my first active business. I never seen my dad working. I always seen my dad in work clothes. That was it. Went to his job a few times as a kid, never seen him working. I seen them folding those shirts. Yeah. Over and over and over again. And I was just like, that's something that you love. That's something that you're passionate about. Yeah. So just over time, when I had my clothing line, I was talking to my friend on the phone, and he said, Marcedes, which one is going to make you quicker money? Right now you want money. What are you gonna do? You have to buy products. You don't have money to do that. Having a service-based business versus a product-based business is two different things. And I was just like, no, it's not. It's business. And he said, it is business. But how you have to market for it, how you have to get models and do this and do this and this. And I was just like, okay, whatever. And he said, do you have clients? And at that moment, I only had 3 clients. I was going to one person one time a month. I was going to Corey and Justin's house, and then just some random lady who called me on Instagram. Because I was posting it on my regular page.
Nice.
And then just one day, my friend was like, you need to post more. Like, if you want money, get it. And I was like, okay, that's what I want, apparently. And I made a cleaning service page, and I just went crazy. My first lady called me. Literally, I posted 4 pictures, and the lady called me. I was on the phone sweating. I said, this lady wants me to come clean her house. Why? I didn't show my face. I didn't show anything. All I showed was the little flip or the transformation.
Yeah.
And the lady was just like, can you please come today? I'm about to go to the gym. I have stuff to do. I don't have time to clean. I said, I'm on my way. At the time, I did not have a car, so I Ubered. And I was just like, this is so demeaning. I'm being a cleaning lady and I'm getting in an Uber to clean. Like, what are you doing? Like, this isn't what you envisioned. And I went in that lady's house and she told, again, the tub. She was like, I don't like my tub. And I was just like, I'm sorry. Like, next time I come back, I can.
Oh, she didn't like it afterwards?
She did not like it. And that was, excuse me, so that was my first bad review. But I didn't take it as a bad review because I was still, I was still like just in my first processes. So I was just like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But after her, I just posted her place. And I posted like 8 pictures of her place. Phone ringing.
Yeah.
2009, I started in December 2019. COVID hits. Phone ringing. DMs going crazy. I said, girl, why do these people want your services? Because you have a service-based business.
Right. And because I've been posting my results.
Like, this is why people are trying to talk to you right now. And I just took full advantage of that. And I said, this is the most, I forgot to tell you, I was super shy. So this is the most I've ever talked to people in my life. And I just realized today, I looked at all of the clients and I was just like, how did you get 200 people and have 200 conversations? How did you do that? And I was like, you're like not mentally thinking about your womanhood. You're just being a woman.
Boom!
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. Full circle.
Girl, get out of here. Tell me who I should be being good.
Full circle. I said, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I love that.
And just over time, I started learning more about business. I joined the morning meetup. I started meeting other entrepreneurs. Every time I went to the club, I just could not think. I was like, when I go to the club, I'm passing out business cards. Then none of the men want my business card. They wanted my number. And I said, well, this is not a place for me. If they don't want my service, they don't need to talk to me. Yeah, you don't need to talk to me. And just over time, when I started feeling like that, I said, you got work to do. And at the beginning of this year, when I first started in August of 2019, I had hired my first employee, which was my friend. And me and him just started going through houses, just boom, 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 boom. Tired. We looking at each other like, you sure about this? Like, I'm asking him, is he sure about my business? Like, what am I doing? And he was just like, I just love what you do. Like, and I was just like, okay, I'm doing it, I guess, whatever. And then I don't remember what exactly happened, but all I know was that the twist for who Marcedes needed to be and who Marcedes needed to become just popped up in my mind. And I started seeing her. No, I was in the tub and I was reading You're a Bad ASS. I say this with so many S's. Because I know my mama gonna watch this. And she's like, girl. But I read that book and I was in the tub reading that book. And at the time, I was very nervous about reading because I did not finish college. And so at the time, I was very nervous about reading out loud. And so I started reading the book out loud. And I said, meditate. I sunk underneath the water. And I envisioned Marcedes and a marble house with glass windows. And I said, yeah, the cleaning business is going to get you that. The cleaning business is going to get you what you've been looking for, what you've been hunting for. This is what's going to happen. You need to do it prestigiously. You need to do it being skeptical about the opportunities that you're open to. So when I first started my business, yes, I was open to all of the people who are not ethical. And just over time, I was just like, I don't want to be here when the police show up. Like, I'm sorry, but I said, you know what? That's not the girl that God called you to be. Let's not do that. Like, let's be serious. This is a true business. Like, how people handle their lives. I said, I heard the word niche, and it was over with. Ooh. It was over with, and I said, excuse me, a niche, right? A niche. Oh, okay. I know who I can speak to, and I know who I can serve, and I know who I can help. People with kids, people who live in single family homes. It's a cute little 3-bedroom. And we make this work. And once I found that, I started just posting more and more and more and more and more. I seen a cleaning lady. She started calling herself the queen of TikTok. Excuse me, the queening, let me try this again. The cleaning queen of TikTok.
The cleaning queen of TikTok. Okay, got you.
I said, it's me. I am the cleaning queen. It's me.
What?
I said,
this is a vision of yours?
Yes, I said, I am the cleaning queen. Like, are you crazy? Are you crazy?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I'm crazy. So I can do it. Yes.
So how many followers are followers, right, on TikTok?
Yes.
How many followers do you have?
Not many. I don't even know. It's probably like 400. But
That's
at
a
this
lot,
point,
girl. I got like 17.
but at this point, excuse me, no, I just fabricated that information. Excuse me, I only looked at the likes. So I have like 800 and something likes on TikTok, and I said I'm running with that. Because if you like a cleaning video on TikTok, it must have been interesting. Because on TikTok, whatever you like, it changes your algorithm.
So it's literally about to like come up, like more cleaning videos are gonna come up on their TikTok.
And I said,
this is it.
this is it.
Yeah.
This is your big break. Do it. And
Button.
exactly. And I said, make content. Everyone's just keep talking about this content stuff, and I'm just like, can we just post on Instagram and be normal? Like, please. No, you have to make content. You need to sit down and organize this content. I started doing it. I started putting videos together. I started soothing my voice like, hello everyone, this is Marcedes from Stay Clean. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your support. This is how you clean a hardwood floor. They ate that up. They ate it up. They loved it. And I said, yeah, I'm the cleaning queen. It's me. That's
beautiful.
So just throughout the journey, the beginning of the year, I hired 4 people to be my staff. And although things did not work as expected, that is completely fine. I'm okay with bumping my head now. I'm okay with accepting challenges. I am okay with everything not going my way. I had to learn that was the part of womanhood that was really challenging for me, is that I cannot always get my way. My daddy, my MySpace name was, my daddy owns the world. Like,
if that's not entitlement, I don't know what it is.
That's what I thought. This was, I mean, it owes me nothing. It owes me nothing. I only owe the respect I give to myself and who I show up as. That's all the world owes me. So everyone I come in contact with, I want you to have an amazing experience, because I feel like I owe that to the world. And that's more important to me than relationships. Relationships are the most important thing that you can give. So this is how I'm helping the world.
That is so beautiful. I love your story. And to think that you started this thing off nervous. There's so many women who are hearing your story and are, 1, empowered to just be women, 2, empowered to allow themselves to just be, right? Continue to find themselves. There's power in being able to just find yourself. And you're 24, 25?
25.
Girl, there's so much more to uncover. I remember I said, like, it's like we're flowers with that one little petal.
The one petal.
Once that rose starts to blossom, it's literally done. And because like I'm all about self-actualization, the Work and Play podcast was born from a philosophy of being able to like go through transitions and find out who we are and take a chance on like what is on the other side of the unknown. And you did all of that stuff in your journey, and you still are. So like, I'm thankful for you being on this couch. I'm thankful for your mentors, for your mom, for your dad, for pouring into you. I'm thankful for your tears. Let's just be clear. I'm so
going
thankful.
to cry in the car.
Oh yeah, girl, I got tissues for a reason. We got tissues here for a reason. So I just have one final question for you, and I feel like it's a twofer, because I want to know what your vision is. And I want you to like really envision like what that is. Like we got pieces of the vision, the marble house. We got the queen of cleaning TikTok, the cleaning queen of TikToks. We have like bits and pieces. But if you could share with us your vision and even some steps on, you know, how someone could even get to where you are today, that would be awesome.
So let's start with my vision. With my vision, I'm getting that marble house.
Yeah.
That's there. That is installed in this brain. Okay. So I truly I feel like my heart is into mentoring. And I've actually been speaking to a young lady and just speaking to everyone that I come in contact with. Someone had mentioned about cars. I said, put your car on Turo. You can make $600 passively. All you gotta do is fix the tires. Like that's where I went with that. And I say stuff like this all the time, and I say that where my heart is being a mentor. So I want to teach people how to build a cleaning business, but not make it look dirty. Like that is my goal, is to teach others how to build a cleaning business. It's not going to be easy, but it doesn't have to look messy. It doesn't have to be a mess. Do it with structure. So that is my business vision, as well as to have sponsorships from the companies that we've all used. That is gonna happen. So when you see it, when you see it, just know it was coming. Yes. It was coming. Yes. It had to. For myself, I honestly for my vision of myself, I just want to continue to empower people and to make them feel loved. I won't say that everyone I came in contact gave me that energy, but I will give that energy. And I enjoy giving that energy. It feels natural and it feels genuine.
Yeah.
Like, I started to question what genuineness is. And when I was just like, don't think about it, just do it. That's when I learned what real genuineness is. So those are my vision. That is the vision. Yes. And then can you tell me the other question that you said?
Yes, it was if you would share a word of wisdom for those women who are on their journey similar to you. There's somebody right now working in a shoe store or something, and she doesn't necessarily know like how she's gonna figure out her next move. So if you can think of a word of wisdom to help another woman like you get to their next step, even to get started in their own business, what would it be?
I would say get a job as an assistant.
Ooh.
When I tell you, I met a lady, her name is Miss Tomlin, and she has Tomlin Academy preschool in Kansas City. I met her, and this is how I met you. I'm trying to tell you full circle. She had asked David Chance to come. He was her mentor at the time. She had asked him to come and speak to us. Mind you, we're getting paid $11.50. embarrassing.
It's all part of the come up.
Yes. So at the time, I was just like, this is not making me money. He came in there and he spoke words. Like, they seemed magical. Like, he was like, do you like your job? And I'm just like, no. And he was like, that's all in your brain. When I started working at the Cheesecake Factory, I did not like it. When I changed the way I thought about the Cheesecake Factory, I changed my story. I changed how I lived. I changed how I walked. I changed how I talked. I said, I'm going into this job changing how I live, walk, and talk.
Girl.
I'm telling you, I stopped saying that I hate my job. And at the time, we were a little short-staffed, so I went from an assistant to a teacher. It was 3-year-olds. Oh my gosh, I've never been around so many 3-year-olds in my life. And when I tell you that for like 3 months straight, I was stressed. I was so stressed. And I'm just like, they just keep saying Miss Marcedes, Miss Marcedes, Miss Marcedes. I can't take it. I was like, this is how when people have a lot of kids, they just go crazy. And in my brain, I was just like, why are you letting tiny humans defeat you? Like, what are you doing?
You're bigger than them.
Like, you tell them what to do. They don't tell you what to do. Like, what are you doing? I got my mind together. I said, you know what? I'm not about to play with y'all. I'm like, just watching the way I speak to them. They sit down now. I'm watching the way that I do my lessons. Are you listening? I need to know that you're listening right now. Can you show me examples of you listening? I started speaking like that. I was like, girl, who are you? Like, what is going on? So just with me being an assistant, I had to learn to listen. And I had to learn how to basically understand structure as well as to understand criticism. And I will not lie that I did everything perfect as an assistant, but just every day seeing her get up at 7 in the morning was admirable. She got up and she just did what she had to do. And when she came to me and she was just like, I need you to figure out what you want to do, because I'm trying to open up another center. Do you want to be a director of another center? Like, I need you to go to school. I need you to do that. And I was just like, huh? You want me to do what? Like, you believe in me like this? Like, what's going on? And she was just like, I don't hire anybody I don't believe in. And just left the room. I was like, you think so? Me? Like, okay, bet. And I had that vision in my mind and I just could not get it out. I was just like, you're gonna be a director, you're gonna be a director, you're gonna be a director. But although things did not work out with that job opportunity, she taught me so much. She taught me so much with that. And I would advise anyone to be an assistant. You wanna be a boss? Learn from a boss. Learn from a boss. If that entails you getting a mentor, do it, pay for it, do it. Do it. I'm telling you, do it. Do it. All in all, either get a mentor or be an assistant. Go on your own personal journey. I do 6-month cleanses every year. I have not done my one this year, and I said I'm gonna start. I said today was the day.
Okay.
I said today is the day that I start my 6-month cleanse. Now, mind you, it's a little strict now. So what I do is I don't partake in any substance that can alter my mind. So as in like drinking or just anything like that. I do not drink. I do not have intercourse. I don't party. I don't hang out as much, and I control my budget during these 6 months. And every time I do it, I come out more successful. And I've done it for 4 years now. This is the first year when I was in a relationship, I was like, I can't do that to that man. Like, hold on, let me get this together. When that dissolved, I said, do it. And I was just like, but do it on your own time, you know, don't just do it because you're not in a relationship anymore. No, today is the day. Yes, so just doing cleanses and things like that, cleanse your mind, free yourself from any habits. So anything that you see yourself doing repetitively over and over and over again, change it today. Like, just if you feel like you're just searching on Instagram all day, the moment that you get on Instagram, just swipe off. Just do it immediately. But what do they say? Like your stalling time in your brain.
It's like what, 2 seconds?
Yeah. 2 seconds is quick.
Yeah.
2 seconds is quick. So.
Hey guys, it's Ariel from the Work and Play podcast. If you're getting any value from this channel, and I mean anything from the tutorials to the podcast to the random videos that you see on this channel, then I just ask that you do one thing. Please subscribe. Subscribe and share this to anyone that you think this resonates with, and drop a comment below so I know what other things that you want to see next. Now let's get back to the episode.
Free yourself, get a mentor, or be an assistant.
I love it. That's amazing. Listen, I have really appreciated your story from the beginning to the end.
Really?
And yeah, I think you're going to look back at this and you're going to see yourself like, look at that little flower. Like, I cannot wait. And then once that thing blossoms, invite me to your Marvel house.
I will.
Okay? And I want to meet your mentees, all of that, okay?
I currently do not have any mentors. Besides being in the morning meetup, I do not. And I've actually had an offer that I have not texted her back. And I need to text her back.
There you go. Like, now you know what to do.
Now I know what to do.
We talked about actions earlier today. So thank you so much, Marcedes, for sharing your story. If there's someone who's listening and someone who's watching and they want to get connected with you, either just to follow your journey or to tap into your services, how can they get in contact with you?
You guys can contact me at Say Clean Cleaning Services. There is a little circle of me going like this. Make sure you click on it, follow, like, as well as you can follow me on TikTok at Say Clean ATL.
There you have it, guys. Have a really, really wonderful day. Thank you so much again for joining me. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for watching. Until next time, peace out.
Bye.